Ohio could be the most important state in this year's presidential election. In the first place, we're a large state with a large number of electoral votes. Secondly, Ohio is a swing state. It's a real battleground state. George W. Bush won Ohio twice. President Obama won Ohio twice. No Republican has been elected president without carrying Ohio, and that's still true this year, in my opinion. I don't think that Donald Trump, as the Republican candidate, can be elected president without carrying the state of Ohio. We're also going to be in the national spotlight like never before with the first of the two national conventions up in Cleveland in July and the first presidential debate here in Dayton in September. So it's going to be a wild political year in Ohio. We're going to see more of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton than we ever imagined. The TV stations, the radio stations are going to be very happy because there's going to be so many advertising buys and media buys. People may get tired of the campaign by November, but Ohio will be right in the middle of things. Another reason that Ohio will be in the national spotlight, in addition to the presidential campaign, is that we have in Ohio one of the most hotly contested U.S. Senate races, which could determine which party controls the U.S. Senate. Right now, Republicans have a 4-seat majority in the Senate, but the Ohio vote is at risk. You have a strong challenger in former Governor Strickland against Rob Portman. So the Strickland-Portman race will be probably one of the top marquee U.S. Senate races this year. A lot of resources will come into Ohio, both from the campaigns and from outside PACs. So will it be a battleground state, not just for the presidential race, but will also be a very significant battleground race for control of the U.S. Senate. I really believe that the number one issue will be the economy. Unemployment has come down in Ohio as across the country, but Ohio family incomes have not risen that much. We're not producing the number of jobs that we'd like to produce. And in fact, over the last 15 years, Ohio has lost over 300,000 manufacturing jobs. So both candidates will have to address their plans to revive the Ohio economy and the national economy, and I think especially the manufacturing economy, because that's so important to the state of Ohio. We also will want to hear from the candidates about how they will deal with trade, which is a major issue that affects jobs, a very controversial issue. A lot of Ohioans believe we've lost jobs from trade, but some manufacturing jobs are there still in Ohio because we are a major exporting state. So trade is going to be, I think, a very hot issue. The cost of health care is a growing problem for Ohioans. And for some Ohioans also, the cost of higher education, the cost of college is a factor, particularly, I think, younger voters. I think the race in Ohio will be very close, as it has been in recent presidential elections. As I said before, no Republican has been elected president without carrying the state of Ohio. And I truly believe if Donald Trump doesn't win Ohio, he cannot be elected president. The Clinton campaign will know this, so if they were to win Ohio, they could, in effect, deny Donald Trump the presidency. Donald Trump has some major challenges. He's got to unify Republicans because he lost a lot of Republicans in the Ohio primary to Governor Kasich. And Hillary Clinton, of course, won her primary, but she's going to have to reach out to voters in the middle. She's been moving to the left in response to Bernie Sanders. Ohio voters, I think, are more mainstream voters, so she's going to have to move more to the middle. Trump has an appeal, I think, to particularly the hard-hit, higher poverty Appalachian parts of Ohio, eastern Ohio, southeastern Ohio. Trump can also appeal to labor voters, particularly with his views, his concerns about trade and negotiating better trade deals. So Donald Trump clearly has a chance in Ohio, but he's got to broaden the base among Republican voters. He's got to reach out to women voters and show that he has respect for women voters, perhaps by selecting a woman as his vice presidential candidate. And then he's got to be more specific about his plans to grow the economy. Same holds true of Hillary Clinton with regard to the economy. She's got to come forward with specific plans to address the economic challenges that Ohioans are facing.